So call to order our Thursday, June 4th. Well, I'll tell you what we have. Well, first of all, we are doing, what are we, Stacy?
It's Thursday, June 4th, 2020, Town Council Work Session.
All right, I wasn't sure we had to do the public, had to do the emergency ordinance as a.
Wait, it's nothing special, just when you get
Okay,
down there.
that's fine. All right, so call to order our Thursday, June 4th, 2020 Town Council Work Session. All right, I'm going to go ahead and read this. I usually have Stacy, but I'll go ahead and read it. Due to the current public health emergency, the governor's stay-at-home order as set forth in Executive Order 20-03-30-01, in the sincere desire of the mayor and town council to protect the public health, safety, and welfare to the maximum extent possible, the general public may not enter the town hall. Therefore, this meeting of the town council will proceed virtually as permitted under the Maryland Open Meetings Act. The public is invited and encouraged to attend the meeting remotely by, and then the information is about Zoom. Stacy and staff sent the information out to the public so they can attend. It's on our town sign. So we did market it to get people to attend. Roll call.
Mayor, I have everybody's faces.
You have it all?
I'm responding to an email that Greg just sent to everybody. So look for the attachment.
Oh. Yes, I have to go find that.
It's regarding the emergency ordinance. My mistake in not attaching the assigned agreement. Just give me 2 minutes, but you can go. You can move on.
Okay. So Stacy did roll call via the visual. She's checked us all off. We're going to move right into item number 2, which is public comments. The town of North Beach welcomes public comment. Please state your name and address and limit your comments to 3 minutes. Also, email comments were asked for, and the comments are pertaining to what's on this work session. What's on this work session? Paul, can you open up and see if anybody has any public comments pertaining to this work session?
Sure. If you have any comments or questions, please put it in the chat. Give it a minute, and then I'll read them if I see any come in.
And I did not receive any via email today.
All right. Let's wait another minute. All right.
Hey,
There you go.
Go ahead, Greg.
now I got to read something again here first. So
Take your time. And I'm going to close public comments right now.
Yeah, nothing has come in.
Okay. So let's close public comments. Now we're going to move to business item. This is probably where Greg will have some questions, and we can answer this. So basically, what we're doing tonight is introducing and voting on the ordinance 19-02, which is an emergency ordinance of the Council of the Town of North Beach granting a non-exclusive license to Jaws 2 LLC and over and across a portion of First Street right-of-way for purpose of providing outdoor seating for a restaurant known as Neptune's, subject to the terms and conditions set forth in an approved license agreement. All right. Obviously, we've all talked about this extensively. I apologize. Greg did. I'm not sure about the license agreement based on everything. I'm not sure, but there's some points in the license agreement that I do want to address. I'm going to go a little bit out of order. Usually we go to motion to approve, but I'd rather discuss this.
I think that's a good idea for discussion.
All right, so on page 2 where it says the town grants of license contained hereon is made accommodate a unique situation, is not intended to establish a precedent of following the private use of public right-of-ways within the town of North Beach. That's item L. Also shall not include the right to impede or impair the right of public to traverse, use and enjoy the sidewalk on either side of First Street, which there's only one sidewalk on First Street. This is mainly used for outdoor seating. The term of this license agreement and the license contained hereon shall commence on the effective date of this license agreement and shall continue until terminated at the discretion of the town as provided in paragraph 11. All right, so we can terminate this if this goes south on us. on page 5, it says license granted hereon is revocable at any time at the sole and exclusive discretion of the mayor and town council of North Beach or their successors. Inside of it has all of his license and $1 million bonds and all the stuff to protect the town. Based off of my conversation with everybody, we talked about, let's give this a shot. Let's tweak it as we go along. This is not a perfect scenario. You know, obviously the perfect world would be, we didn't have COVID. We didn't have to do this. I've been in contact with Bill Sherman pretty much on a regular basis, not every day, but probably every other day we have talked. I had Alyssa put in the revocable part, terminating part, just in case this goes south. It doesn't work out. We find that it's not going to work, to protect us to make changes quickly. And Mr. Sherman, not the sole proprietor, but one of the owners of the company understands that. To date, I've had conversations with a couple residents. I personally knocked on the doors behind Neptune's on First Street on North Beach side, spoke to all of them except one, and that was a gentleman that has a VRBO there. I did not speak to him. I did get some recommendations on Wednesday from one of the residents. I did email her back today to examine her ideas. You know, our goal is that this is not permanent. It is temporary, to be examined, to do our best to help Neptunes make it through this. We don't know when they're going to allow people to eat inside, but based off of the changes I'm seeing, it seems like it's coming pretty fast. As y'all saw, Calvert County's making some steps. The governor's opened up more. So I thought, you know, we did the legal side of it. We did the layout, Calvert County side of it. We spoke. I'll turn it over to the floor. Stacy, handle the questions from council so we can go in order so nobody, you know, accidentally ever talks to each other. Any conversation y'all want to have any questions about this? Because what our job is tonight to vote it in. To move forward, which he's already done, but actually to make it legal and voted in. So go ahead, Stacy.
All right, let me get Mr. Dotson.
Go past me, come back. I'm still at work looking at something here. Sorry.
That's fine. No apologize.
I'm just going to go by how I see you on the screen. Mr. Troncone.
No question or comments for me. Looks good.
All right.
Mr. Hummel.
Mainly it's just the process. We have to vote more or less to pass it as emergency first and then move to pass it. Okay.
Yes, that's correct. Okay, Ms. Hagan.
Yeah, my only question is, I don't see that there's a termination date other than that we just stop it.
There won't be, because we don't know when the governor's going to open up indoor dining.
Okay.
But at any given time, if we find that this is going south, we can terminate it.
Well,
What we did not want to do is put a termination date on it to expire, because up to this point, anytime the governor has spoken, there was no warning of what he was going to say to us. And I just don't know when he and his staff will determine when restaurants can open up inside. My gut is it's coming sooner than we think based upon how he's releasing stuff.
so my question to you then is, will we all have to come back together to say, now it's done? Or can you do that, or how does that happen?
I believe, and we can verify with Alyssa, that the mayor has the authority just to terminate it when that word comes down from the governor that the restaurants are open back up, or if there's a situation and the town decides to terminate it.
It just seems really open-ended.
Yeah, can I jump in?
Well, it
now?
is.
Yeah, go ahead, Greg.
Go ahead, Greg.
So that was one of my concerns too, and I think it needs to say something in there, the fact that it terminates immediately upon the governor opening up the states to restaurants to continue as they normally do, because he's going to make a statement and he's going to give a date and a time like he did for last Friday at 5 p.m. So I just saying that I would like to say that when it's going to terminate, it doesn't have to have a date on it, but I think it needs to say something about, you know, this is a temporary agreement, that it will expire immediately upon the governor opening up the state's restaurants. Or, like you said, and we can keep the phrase in there about, or if we decide to revoke it sooner.
Okay, let me,
In the actual ordinance, it says that the mayor is authorized to basically do all those things. So the ordinance itself is giving the authorization to do
I'm
that.
not talking about the authority of doing that. I'm talking about so they understand when it expires.
okay.
And I want it that way because I don't want them thinking that later on, if something comes up, they can go out there and pitch a tent if they got a big party going on. I know I may be stretching it, but I want to be clear about what we're doing.
No, I understand. I think we are protected, but I understand what you're getting at, because this is just for this emergency ordinance, so he could never do that anyway. But let me see how. Let me text. Hold on one second. I'm not doing this. I'm not like talking to people here. Hold on.
So Stacy,
Yes, ma'am.
shouldn't this be 20-02, not 19?
The ordinance, Stacy.
Yeah, it's 20-02. I'm looking at my paperwork.
Yeah, it's in here as 19.
Thank you. I'm looking in here where it says, where it
You
would,
see, you can say something like in paragraph 8, it says the governor has eased the restrictions on restaurants. You can say when the governor eases restrictions and all the restrictions on restaurants and they return back to normal, begin normal operations on said date, then you see what I'm saying? You can say something to that effect.
what I want to do is find where it says, and again, I've read this thing, I apologize. I mean, I have notes and I'm just drawing a blank here where it says, there's no end time. There's no, what paragraph where it states that there is no termination? Jane mentioned it a second ago.
It's number 9, term of license agreement and licenses.
So we're back to the license now. Hold on.
At such time in current state.
Oh yeah, 9A does cover that.
At such time, the restrictions
Yeah.
posed on restaurant operation by virtue of current state of emergency are fully lifted.
Fully lifted.
Is that on the license agreement?
Yes,
Yes.
under 9.
That's under
9A.
9 on the license
9A.
agreement. 9A.
Yep.
All right, hold on.
No, that's fine, take your time.
It's on page 4, it looks like.
Yes.
Page 4? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Page 4, number 9.
Yeah, page 4, number 9, where it talks, emergency are fully lifted.
Yeah. So
Okay.
the license
All
agreement
right.
shall continue
Okay.
until, and then A is.
Yep.
You good with
Yep.
that?
I'm good. I'm good now.
You good
No,
with
no.
that?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
good. too.
All
I'm
right.
good too.
Dude, that's why I love these conversations because everything's moving on, man. We're doing our best. So I appreciate your input. Everything's needed as a team here. So good job, Craig. I thank you for that.
There's a small typo on 9B where it says zoning ordinance of the town of Chesapeake Bay and Neptune's.
On which one?
9B. It says town of Chesapeake Bay.
Hey, Stacy.
Who said my name?
Me, Greg.
Yes.
You owe us all a drink.
I owe you a drink? Okay.
I'm having a rush reading this license here, but it's all good.
Thank
You
you.
can
Craig.
smile. It's okay. I'm just teasing you.
I know. honey.
It's all good. All right, thank you. All right, we got
You know,
that.
I still need to go to Elizabeth and Gwen for comments.
Yep, no, absolutely. Keep going.
Elizabeth?
I'm fine. I had the same question about the termination and making a statement from when the governor changes his mind and moves on,
Okay,
but it's already been covered, so I'm fine.
nice. Gwen?
Yep, same thing. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I hear that echo. I don't know where that's coming from. But anyway, I'm good.
okay.
You're reverberating. It's like a
For the one lady who lives on the computer and doing webinars around the world, she's having issues tonight.
I think I've been on it too much.
All right, so again, I cannot stress enough before we go to vote. This is temporary. Right now, there's nothing that is perfect during COVID-19. We're just trying to do our best. And I think right now, this is the best we can bring to the table. You know,
Is there, can I jump in again? Is there anything in there that talks about how much of the road that they can use?
yes,
Yes.
it's,
Which number is that? Is that on the license agreement?
yes.
Yes.
I get the part about the northeast side of the roadway running from east to west, but
Hold on.
where does it say how far their tent can go back?
I think it says something about the center line.
Center, it talks about the center line, Greg.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how far can they go back? Oh, is it parallel with their property?
Well, it is. They can't leave their property, which they truly, Greg, they can only go where they are now because they would block the dumpster. So they can't go any, this is the biggest they can do it.
I'm good. I got no more questions. I'm good then.
Yeah, they can't go any bigger. And I can honestly tell you this, Bill and I talk every other day at least, and his biggest concern is doing anything to lose this opportunity. He is really over the top with enforcing, telling people to go home. He does not want to lose this opportunity. I can honestly tell you that.
I drove by a couple of times today, and it just seems that just right at First Street, it's narrower. But I think that's because there was this big truck there who didn't pull all the way in.
Yeah, that's
So it tends to slide over just a bit. Doesn't, an inch or two is not going to give him anything. But an inch or two with a car coming down and out.
I saw a Budweiser truck leave onto Chesapeake Avenue today, and they made it through. So I'm pretty sure we're good on that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Listen,
thank you.
Did everybody get to talk? We good?
Yes.
Okay. So at this moment in time, I'd like a motion to approve ordinance
Wait a minute.
20. I'm sorry, go ahead.
First of all, we need a motion to approve it as an emergency ordinance.
I move to approve it as an emergency ordinance.
I will second it. Okay.
Okay.
All in favor, raise your hand or something.
Yep, raise your hand.
Aye.
Perfect.
And say aye.
All right, great. All in favor, great. So moved. Now,
Yes, now.
let's move forward now with voting in ordinance 20-02, an emergency ordinance of the council of the town of North Beach. Can I have a
So
motion?
moved.
So moved.
Megan? Who seconded that? Greg? Okay.
Good.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Any against?
Aye.
Everybody's an aye?
Everybody's an aye.
Aye.
Okay.
So moved. Thank you so much. And again, I apologize. I know it's hard not doing this in person, but you're troopers. All right. Well, that was it for Stacy. What else we have on here? I don't see.
The only other thing we have is, that's the only business item that we had for discussion, and now it's just a motion to adjourn into closed session and to read why we're going into closed session.
Okay, so we're gonna have a motion to adjourn the meeting to go into closed session before a contract is awarded or bids are open to discuss a matter directly related to a negotiating strategy of the contents of a bid or disclose would adversely impact the ability of the public body to participate in the competitive bidding or proposal process as authorized by the general provisions, articles of the annotated code of the public general law of Maryland, section 3-305B14. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So
So
move.
move.
Second, we got all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So moved. Thank you so much. So stay on. Paul, go ahead and do what you got to do.
What you got to do?
Do what you got to do.